Welcome back to Unified Reality, the podcast where we discuss tech, innovation, AI, and content production. In today's episode entitled Reinventing Retail, Digital Fashion and AR Eyewear with Bodo Sidès.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my friend? Welcome to Unified Reality.
Thank you, man. I'm super at home mentally right now.
That's good. It's good to be home because, we could be virtual. So this is your digital twin, your avatar that's here.
Yeah.
You're still rocking the dope glasses, so
Thank you.
So that's what matters, I think.
Yeah, but thanks for having me. Great place, great spot.
Yeah, we'll be showing some B-rolls of a 3D version of you two towards the end of the episode.
I'm excited.
So let's jump right into it, man. Bodo, tell us a bit about your past, and obviously I want you to highlight your role in being like a dope designer for glasses, right?
I have to say it started by passion. I got right into it because I had eye surgery. I had to wear glasses when I was really young, and because I didn't find what was nice to me, I invented I wanted to have some originality and new glasses not suggested to me. So if I forward to when I was about 14, I applied to a first job, and it was into eyewear. It was a regular shop, but it was kind of IN. After a year, I developed into a manager. I went from stores to stores, and at 18, I had enough experience to open my own brand or store, which was Lunettes. It was in the peak of retail, regular old school retail. Develop a passion. Sold my company at about sold my store at about 13 years after. In 2013, I invented iReligion, a new kind of retail way to do glasses. And with iReligion, I started developing my own glasses, which is the iReligion collection. And fast forward to 2024, now I have a collection fully, and now it's distributed all over the world. So yeah, it's
congrats, man. That's a good journey.
It's a fast journey.
Yeah, we'll get into parts of it, and so it all started with you had an eye operation and you had to make your own glasses. So how did you make those? Like, did you go and pick materials and make it?
No, actually, the first time it wasn't making; it was picking, choosing the colors, asking for something that wasn't in store.
Okay, I get it.
It was more custom to my taste, but it wasn't not the. It's like when you go to get a tattoo, you can choose a tattoo from the wall, or you can ask the guy to make you something. It was more like that. It was like, okay, you have this option that you sell to everyone. I want something a bit special. Can you do something on the side? And the options then were not the options now. And obviously now I do everything myself.
So you were asking for stuff and he was getting bugged out, right? Like, no, I can't do that. Okay, I could do this. Question for you.
Was actually the first one who asked him something.
It's like, hey, that's I never thought of that. Do you still have those pairs?
Do I still? Probably not. I moved a lot. That was like, I don't know.
You were like 12, 13 years old, right?
Years ago.
and then at 14, you started working. So right away, you just jumped into your career without thinking.
I was wearing sunglasses inside, darker than these. And the only place that I thought were going to hire me with sunglasses on were sunglasses stores. Or eyewear store, because they understand the
makes sense.
So I didn't want to work publicly with glass. So it was or customer service, but at 14 you're a bit too young to do customer service, or retail, but retail that makes sense with my attire.
Yeah, that's smart. All right, so now fast forward to today, and I'm gonna ask you a question that's maybe just for me. How many pairs of glasses do you have now? How many do you own?
Like personally or in my collection?
No, personally.
I buy it for 30 something years. I buy one every 2 weeks. So
Wow, so that's a lot.
no, but that's why I invented this company, so I can,
So you could have your own glasses.
and it costs a bit less. Yeah,
Oh,
but,
that's smart. That's smart.
I own a lot of pairs. Pairs.
That's really dope. That's really
So
dope.
it's a bit. It's like a disease. Like it's a bit too much. I try to restrict myself to 4 a year now.
It's like shoes, right? It's like, oh my God. I saw this funny meme this morning, like your goals, and then there was a hole, and it's like you can't jump, and it was full of shoes. It's like it's because of the shoes you can't. I was like, no, I have all those shoes and I can still go there. You just have to work harder.
But I'm used to be an accessory guys, like shoes, belts, ties, glasses.
These are good fashion pieces for men, right? This is how we define who we are, basically. I'm less fashion just because I'm a tech guy, but I try.
I see your Tom Fords.
Yes, that's thanks to you, man. But honestly, in our industry in tech, man, it's so boring. It's really boring. So just a little bit better than them, and they're already like, oh, you're a fashion guy. I'm like, no, you haven't seen my friends. I'm not a fashion guy. But okay, so you told us about Lunettes. That was your first store.
The first company was called Lunettes, which was a store, but it was a bit too personal. In 2013, someone offered me to buy it, and because it was too personal, I didn't want to sell the name. So the day that happened, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a company that is not me, because my nickname is Lunettes. So I invented iReligion to maybe one day sell it if the opportunity comes. So yeah, 2000 to 2013, the Lunettes was the company. 2013 to now, it's iReligion, the company.
What was the inspiration behind Lunettes? So for our crowd, Lunettes is
like shades. We were born in the hip hop world, and in the hip hop world, you always have a nickname or alias or whatever. And a stage name, and my DJ name, my rapper name, my I didn't want to give my government name. And even my government name, people think it's a nickname, but it's not.
It's my real name.
Yeah, but I chose something that at least people know it's a nickname. So Lunettes, it's like shades with a Z.
So yeah, in French, lunette means shades or glasses, eyewear. So lunettes, it's a perfect combo for Quebec, like definitely. And you had the .com and all that stuff, right?
As soon as the .com hit, I purchased my first lunettes.com. I still have it actually, and it's it's a great name, but it was a great name, like you said, for Quebec and for the time being. I think iReligion right now, it's a better international grown-up name, and people know iPad, iPhone, iReligion. It's not spelled the same, and it's not really the same, but people know what's I, and people know what's religion.
Yeah,
so it's for people that see.
So like, yeah, it's really nice. Like, it's very to the point. You understand what it is, right? Now, so that's a good point you were saying. So Lunettes was really more local because also it was retail, right?
It was one store, one retail, local. Yeah, it was meant to be local.
And that's when you said that you were thinking of iReligion, were you thinking of I want to be international, I want to go e-commerce, I want to go
100%,
right? So that was the shift, really.
Yeah,
and it makes sense because lunettes is a French word. It would have been hard you could do it, but it would have been hard.
But a lot, even to this day, people like the designer name, which is me, is Lunettes. So Lunettes is the designer of iReligion.
Okay.
And people still, it's Lunettes. Like,
so on the shades, it's actually written iReligion by Lunettes?
Correct.
That's cool.
Yeah, the model, everything I design is like, let's say Lunettes, this is the 006, so it's called Lunettes 006.
Okay.
And if I do a collab with you, it will call like something
universe
006.
So and how many designs do you have up to now?
In publicly 14. To be honest, I'm actually launching the iReligion collection in Paris, September 2024.
Dope.
So right now it's amazing because we're the hype and the sales are overwhelming. It's even better than better than expected, but it's pre-launch.
That's really good.
So it's incredible.
And so, am I correct to say 100% e-commerce now, or do you still have some retail?
First, I do. No, you're a bit wrong. E-commerce, it's important worldwide digitally. I sell to other stores. Those other stores can put it on their e-commerce. And I have a retail spot physically. So I do physical myself, physical to others, and e-commerce both.
And all the prices match everywhere, I guess, right?
We try. It's hard right now. We're lucky. Everybody do the same. But even let's say I do a number like let's say someone sell it €300, but the euro drops compared to the Canadian money.
That's
where it's hard to maintain the same price globally.
Totally, I get it.
Because US dollars, Canadian dollar, and euros, and elsewhere, it's hard to consistently be the same price.
I remember my dad had retail stores. That's how I grew up, sales. But I remember, so some of the manufacturers had US pricing, and I remember a client with a calculator, like, no, but it's like, but we paid in US, you pay in US, like you can't calculate it anyways.
Yeah, when you make a price list, when I make a price list to sell to Europe, I make it, let's say, €300 because it match my 380 Canadian.
At that rate that day, right?
But 6 months later, they're $425 if you compare. So sometimes it's hard.
All right, no, but at least you're looking at it. That's really good. So it's distributed worldwide. Right. You could get it. Well, that launch, can you give us a bit more info about it? Is there a website?
But you can go to follow the socials, iReligion. But the launch is actually, it's called the Silmo. It's the biggest eyewear convention. I'm sure you went to Vegas and stuff like that. And they have actually one in Vegas for eyewear, but the Paris one is
it's big, right? It's fashion too. It's a fashion city.
The Mecca. It's between. It's during the fashion week also, and it's huge. And I'm launching there to the world, meaning I already have right now I sign an agency in Africa. I signed 3 agencies in Europe and 1 in US. But that day, it will be like...
That's dope.
Like globally available.
That's dope. And when you say sign agencies, you're hiring them, right? To do your marketing in those territories?
Market sells first. They
distributors.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. That's really good, man. It's very inspiring too. And can you tell us a bit more about these launches that you do? Is this the first big one at a trade show?
Usually I go, it's been 20 years that I go as a client because...
To go buy, find.
Exactly. As a retailer, I go buy. Right now, it's the first time I go as a distributor. And it's pretty exciting. I just actually built my kiosk.
That's cool. It's always, it's like, because you're an entrepreneur, it's our passions, like now you're building your kiosk, it's fun, right? You're like, man,
it's fun.
I want to put this, I want to put that.
And it's so much investment, but as an entrepreneur, you know what's coming after the investment. The growth, you're doing your 1 year, your 3 years, your 5 years. It's so retail is good, wholesale is another level.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of good in both because as a client and as a employee, I was into both industry. But now doing it all by yourself, it's incredible. It's exciting. Sometimes it's faster than what you even expect. So it's crazy.
The congrats, man, on all the work. And I want to connect this somehow to content. So how are you going to use content for the launch? And what are you going to be doing, from A to Z, like pre, during, after? How does content and influencers, let's say, connect to all of this?
Sometimes it's funny because as a company owner, as a content creator with my own product, I try to have ideas, or I do ideas. Sometimes the people that buy my glasses are actually better content creator, and they create something even better or further
Than what you would have thought of, like
exactly.
imagination.
So sometimes it goes like I have a let's say artist like Zao. She came to buy a pair last week.
She's French, right?
Top French singer, one of the great French francophone voice in the music business. She sang with the big ones. She did whatever. She has a whole career, and she's wearing an iReligion, and right now she's doing content that I kind of steal because it's better than what I would do myself.
It's content marketing at its core. It's exactly what it's meant to be, right? So, and for you, it's client satisfaction. It's we used to make these videos for corporations all the time. Like, hey, I want my client to say the journey and to say how satisfied they are. But now it's even better. You bought the product. You're on social, create the content, tag me, and you can't have better than that.
Yeah, she has 3 million followers.
You can't have better than
I have
that.
thousands.
Okay, so a bit of a deep dive into content. So you have client satisfaction videos, but do you constantly make content as well?
Yeah, I would say the first content is actually taking picture. That's easy. If I go a bit of marketing wise, I would say create memes. And that was I don't know.
I remember seeing some of the memes. So yeah, that works. Memes and comedy always works.
It can go viral without knowing it's viral. So it's that was my first kind of touch after the actual. First, I tried to film everything. You remember back in the days, I was doing even a show in my store called Deux Cents Vision, and I was doing content not talking about glasses, but because you were in a glasses store and because people were wearing glasses inside the content, you drive sales after. So I'm kind of I'm good in marketing, but I try to do my marketing
differently. I would say you're really good at branded entertainment.
Yeah.
So let's say when we met, I don't know, 20 years ago, maybe a bit less, but about 20 years ago, I think.
I think so.
I was like a mixtape DJ, and you used to be with some of the local MCs. That's how I found out. But then, like, hey, I saw glasses, and then I remember you were like, I'm making this video or I'm making this, and we weren't really involved as much with those artists. I was just a DJ, right? So I'm stepping back and I'm looking. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty dope because he's with these rappers. They're wearing his glasses, and obviously someone looking at this is going to say, well, I want those glasses. Oh, well, I could call Lunettes and buy these glasses.
It's easy to sell glasses to someone that likes glasses.
Yeah.
But if you target everybody that doesn't know or doesn't wear glasses or doesn't think about buying glasses, then it's another world. So my first strength was actually to sell glasses to non-glasses wearers.
It's kind of what you have to, right? So when that era that I'm talking to you about, well, everyone that era 20 years ago is you used to sell glasses, so you had content, you were marketing the content or branding the content to sell glasses. We were doing the same, but with music and music videos. So we had mixtapes, and we would, have audio ads, and that CD became the content that we would give. In the CD there was advertising. Sometimes it was yours, actually.
I remember that.
Someone's gonna bring me the CD, I think. We'll check it out. We'll go back to it. But so we would put your logo, we'd have different logos, and us, it was like, hey, what do we have? We had machines to make CDs. Like you just said, not everyone wants CDs. Who wants CDs? Well, musicians. So why not put our ad in the mixtape and give it to a musician? Like, hey, check my mixtape. It's like, oh, it's not your mixtape. It's 50 Cent and all this. Yeah, I'm a DJ, but look inside. It's like, oh, you make CDs? Like, if I give you, oh, so we were the same, right? We're kind of the same. You have to have something to sell. If you're creating content, you have to have something to sell. So currently, I'm saying this, you're looking at two OGs and the whole team behind us, Rich and everyone else, hey, can someone bring me that CD over there that has the Lunettes logo?
It's a DJ Crowd.
I think it's a DJ Crowd mixtape.
Shout out to DJ Crowd.
Yo, thank you. Shout out to DJ Crowd. It's not this one, but it's the one next to it. But essentially, these CDs, we used to give them out. DJ Crowd used to do mixes, and we would put Bodo's Lunettes logo on there and all kinds of other logos.
Yeah,
and
I even have my own mixtape series called I Need Music.
Yes, I remember.
And every 15 minutes, I used to do like a 10, 15-second promo. It was actually Malik Shahid who used to...
I remember.
And it used to play in the store, and people thought it was like I was paying publicity at the radio because it's regular music. And welcome to iReligion. If you need glasses, go on the website, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And every purchase of glasses, I used to give out that mixtape. So they put it in the car, and every 50 minutes, they get brainwashed to buy glasses.
No, we had it on lock, to be honest with you. And because none of us were really into, like, I wasn't about music. I didn't want to have a music label. You either. We just
actually had a music label at one point.
Was it something you wanted to do?
No, it's because no one did it, so I did it.
And your friends, I'm guessing, wanted some help too, and so you helped.
I'm a business guy, so I didn't have. I had a lot of music friends, and no one was into the business side, so I brought their talent to the business. Yeah,
that's good. That's very good. I thought of it maybe 2 seconds, and I was like, no, I'm not doing music. But we understood content.
Yeah.
Both of us understood really. Okay, you take content, you create it, you brand it, and you could sell it. But all that coming all the way to now, it's changed so much. Like I just showed, it was a CD, right? And CDs don't even exist anymore. The control and the behavior of social media has changed everything. But I want to do a segue to tech, meaning that you use tech all your life, right? From let's say music stuff to all the way now designing your eyewear.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a little process of how you design it and what the future of designing is, right?
Before all this, I just want to say the first tech in eyewear that I actually got in contact with was the 3D glasses.
Oh, yeah?
It lasted maybe a year. I went, I don't know, 15 years ago or 12 years ago. I don't remember how long ago, in that eyewear show. And Gucci, Calvin Klein, all the big brands were launching the one that you wear in front of the TV at home, but it wasn't like the one you have next to you. It was, I think, a green and red lens or something. It lasted a year. Everybody was like, what the heck is this?
You know, the big issue with that is that it's actually, again, about content. So the tech was good, but they gave too much freedom to the filmmakers to do their own 3D. So in 3D, it's stereoscopic. You have to have two movies, basically. One movie for your left eye and one movie for your right eye. But how do you show that in a cinema, right? You can't. Here I could. In the headset, I could say, well, left eye, put this movie. Right eye, put this movie. It's the same movie, but it has little differences that gives that 3D. You know why humans have two eyes?
To see 3D.
Exactly. And you see that distance that we have? Good cameras have the same thing. You have to have two cameras with the distance of the eyes. So that parallax, that difference, does that 3D effect.
Nice.
Now, so Gucci and all of them were kind of smart for doing it, but what happened is...
They wanted to go to the trend, but I think because they're in fashion, they didn't...
understand it very well?
Yeah, or the technology was too fast for the fashion industry, or
also maybe some of them also did it for PR, because I've seen this a lot. You know, they're like, hey, let's just do it, a prototype, people are going to talk about it. So yeah,
it's expensive. It was like the regular version was $500 in the store, and then you have the 3D that's like $1,200.
Have you tried the Ray-Bans, the Meta Ray-Bans?
Once. That's once again a good technology, but I think I think you had the Google glasses.
Google glasses, yeah.
Like you said, eyes is important. It's everything you see, and that technology is meant to give another experience to the eyes or to the brain connected to the eyes. So I think the eyewear business are first sight on
these things.
these things, but we're not technology people.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe we could do something. So, the Rayman basically is with Meta. So Meta, just like, let's say I'm the tech company, Meta, and your lunettes, your Ray-Ban. We're like, hey, let's do these glasses together. So what Meta brought is, okay, you could film with it, which that is super cool, right? Right away, you just say, either you click it or you say, Meta, start filming, and it films. And then you could say, Meta, post it on my Facebook, and it posts it. That's pretty cool. But what people think it is they think it's this, right? They think that now you could play a game, you could do that. We're not there yet. That's the future. But what do you? So you haven't tried those glasses, or have you tried them?
I saw it. I tried it once. I had a friend that has it, and I tried it once.
I think it's pretty cool, but well,
It's like a phone in your face.
yeah, it's a bit limited, but yeah.
But it's still good. And in between that, we saw the glasses with the Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, that was
Like I told you a few minutes before we started the podcast. I had a ski goggle, snowboard goggle, with the distance, the speed, the temperature, and on the surrounding.
so that's good AR. It's information that you need while you're skiing, so it has a use case. So what about goggles? Like, do you sell goggles? Have you ever thought of designing some ski goggles?
I'm not there yet because once again, it's another world. It's more the sports world, and sometimes it's not good to go in a world that you're not.
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
might
totally.
you get surpassed or
You have to first win your first verticals and make a real vertical with it and own it, and then because it's true what you're saying. I didn't even think of that. It's a whole different category. Now you're dealing with, like, instead of competing with Maybach, let's say you're competing with like O'Neill or something.
Oakley, Nike. They have so much money in research and development, and
It's true. It is about performance.
and it's statistic performance. And me, I religion is really the in the luxury fashion business.
That's
Like,
great.
yeah, it's like the jewelry on your in your face more.
Custom made by a designer.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so we touched on a lot of stuff. We touched about your background, what you're doing now, iReligion. We talked about content creators. What about immersive? Now, I know we talked about AR and glasses, but have you tried virtual reality before?
I tried a few.
So virtual reality would be the part where you're totally closed.
I did not.
No, well, you remember when you were in the forest?
Okay, yeah.
What does that feel like? Like, do you feel like it's something that people are going to do in the future?
In the future, yes. I think for us, for me and the people before me, you have to mentally be ready. It's another world that you have to. It's like taking a plane the first time, or thinking like it's a new adventure that your brain need to be ready for or be open for. It's for me, I'm fascinated. I think I'm just at 1% of the experience of it. But I'm a visionary, so I know where it's going. I know where it can go, and it's pretty impressive. It's another world that's virtual, actually, or not even created yet.
I just hope that it doesn't go to Matrix mode, right? But we're here with unified reality and Uverse to make sure that doesn't happen.
You think people will stay in their basement or kitchen and do their complete day without moving, and just by being in a digital world?
It could happen, but I don't think it will. What I'm thinking is going to happen is it's going to become like a regular eyewear, this whole machine, and that you're going to be walking around. But that opens up different problems. Like when you're walking, remember the first times we saw someone with a Bluetooth talking to himself? Now it's normal, but we're like, what's going on? That guy's talking to himself. Well, imagine like I'm there in the street, like doing stuff. And you're like, what is he doing? And then it's normal. What are you, stupid? He's an AR. He's he's doing something. It's like, what do you? But like, is that gonna happen? I don't know. And what does that look like? Or like, is there gonna be cars in the street because everybody's like just walking around touching stuff? Who knows what's gonna happen? Really, I would have. I swear to you, in 2000, in 1995, I would have never thought that we would all have like cell phones like in our hands.
But you think like, let's say I don't want to go to work today. I can just put the classes and go in the meeting virtually.
Yeah,
And
that for sure. So let's say we try to put it in two categories, right? There's the one where it's AR, where you see through, right? So I could put a 3D here and I could see you. I think this is the easy one, right? Yeah. Instead of having my real computer, I have a virtual computer. And you're there, the real you. And I'm typing in a virtual computer, just like I have my laptop. Doesn't matter, right? And you're there. But the other one where it's closed, where you're not there and I'm alone, this one is a bit dangerous because yes, I could basically be naked and just wear the thing, clothes, then have my digital avatar that looks like me. It's like we just scanned you in our studio, right? So I have your digital version, and I go to the meeting, and there's a virtual conference room, and everyone has their avatar, and the avatar kind of follows my interactions. You saw how in the headset like it sees your eyes, it sees your hands. So imagine you're doing the meeting. Now your avatar is doing this too, and your avatar is laughing because it knows that you're laughing and it knows where you're looking. Now you're like, okay, well, what's real and what's not real? But then I could take it further. Now that's you with the headset. But imagine a crazy dude like me, an engineer, is like, dude, I don't even need to put the headset. I made a bot. I made a chat bot and I gave it all my speech, all my Q&As and everything for the meeting.
or even me, I can take your bot
Yeah.
and put it in that room.
Yeah.
And be you.
Yeah. So how crazy is that, right?
The deep fake stuff. Yeah.
So the future is kind of scary, but not really, because people like me and like you, that we have good values, we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen. That's one of my missions, is really to empower creators that have good values so that we could not go into something where it's totally fascist and controlled by a few corporations. Like all the movies we saw showed us that this is what's going to happen. So it's probably going to happen if we let it happen. So let's not let it happen. You know, we don't want to see 1984 become real.
But yeah, it's good. Like you said, it's good and bad. Right now, I'm designing my glasses. Maybe in 6 months, there will be AI designing my glasses, but with my
Yeah.
they take my 14 model out and they produce a design.
So we could actually do that today, right? So, and I'm gonna show you. So with OpenAI or other tools, you could create a segregated version of ChatGPT. But we also made our own version for creators on Uverse. So we took Llama 3 for open source from Meta. It's a pre-trained model for AI. We took it and then we fed it our own stuff just to see, right? So you saw all the mixtapes, all those covers.
Yeah.
I have a folder with all of those. So I put that as the data. That's like from 2005 to 10. I said, you see, this is my designs for these 6 years. Make an average of my design, first of all. Make like an image that represents all of them, my design style. Then I said, here's a new art.
Made 5 more mixtapes with
Yeah.
the name of our artist, DJ. Or whatever.
Exactly. Or I gave it a picture and I said, make a new cover for this artist based on my stuff. And it was the same style, like
Nice.
a crappy style from 2005, but it did it. Now imagine you were to say, hey, these are my glasses. But you could take it way further. You could say, okay, these are my glasses. Now I want you to check the market. What's tendance, let's say? What's happening with the market, and match my stuff. Like, you see this one's 2005? Go and check in the market what was hot in 2005 and give me a report based on that. And then create different factors and different levies, let's say, in what I'm asking you to create a new style. Why? Well, because I want it to be on point. So go and check all the trends from each year. compare them to my designs.
And
Put it
the
all
2024 version
exactly
of my collection.
right. But you, the designer, the stylist, you have to have the experience to be able to tell it what to do. So a kid, maybe okay, he might be lucky, and he does it, but he doesn't have those 14 designs. He doesn't have this thinking of, but in 2008, I did this design because of this reason, and you need to think of that reason. So you feed that reason too. You say, well, in 2008, I'm just going to say anything, right? Let's say for real estate. Hey, well, in 2008, there was this recession and blah, blah, blah. And you obviously know it. Go check the data. This is why we did this. Like, oh, okay. Now think of the same reasoning and bring it here. It's crazy what you could ask it to do, man. Seriously. So do you use tools like ChatGPT?
Yeah, to be honest, I recently did it. On my website, every model that I release have a description. Like, this is the OG version, blah, blah, blah. Like a little thing.
Yeah.
I do my text. I do put it in ChatGPT, gave me a better caption.
Yes.
And then they give me because...
No, it saves time, bro. Why would you not use a hammer or a screwdriver when you have a hammer and a screwdriver? You're not going to do it with your fingers, right?
Exactly.
And
I find it interesting. It's
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, you have to switch a bit the structure, the words. Sometimes it's too mint.
Are you using the paid version or the free version? If you don't have to answer, but basically the paid version I feel is like way better. Like you see the difference.
Okay.
And us, it's been about a year, all of our employees use it. Like we bought licenses for everyone. Everybody's very happy, man. So it's come to like they shared the open AI link with like the employees like, oh, can you check this text? And it's not like he didn't take it and put it on another document. Like just read it on ChatGPT. Well, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna reprompt it for you because this thing wasn't good. Okay, that text is good. Go ahead now. What you could do with your descriptions is take all of your descriptions, say, this is my style, write a new one for this new one. And bro, you could even put the picture in there. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook a few days ago. So did you see the whole fiasco with Desjardins?
Oh yeah. I saw the post. I didn't read all through it, but I saw the first picture you've posted.
So
the Canadian flag.
Yeah, so there's a holiday for the Patriots, and Quebec is fleur de lis. It's something that Quebecers will understand, but basically here locally, we have a different culture, and when we say patriot in Quebec, it really means a Quebec patriot, so the Quebec flag. Desjardins, this financial institution which is local, took the Patriots. Like they put the title Patriots and they put a Canadian flag. Like it's the biggest mistake you could ever do.
But it's incredible that things like that, and I'm sure they paid a lot to do it, but that everybody who approves it didn't flag it.
Yeah, and you know what I did? Like that day when I saw it, I took a picture of the poster, like with ChatGPT. I uploaded it right away, and I said, is there anything wrong with this picture? Right away, it said, the Journée des Patriotes, this is Patriots Day in Quebec. There's a big red flag. You cannot put the Canadian flag.
Incredible.
And then I said, can you redo the design properly? It did the same one with a Quebec flag. GPT doesn't do text good, so the titles were messed up. But like I'm saying, this is a free tool that your company could use.
Even 15 years ago when they released phone, when you type a mistake, it underlines a error, like the word says, check it. You might have a mistake in that word. They don't, like now there's autocorrect and stuff like that. But even before autocorrect, at least you see there's a potential error.
Yeah.
When you do an image like this, it should be a red flag in your app or like, something like don't release it, don't press enter.
So Desjardins, if you need help with AI, you could call us. You could also call Bodo's good friend. We have a few people in AI that can help you.
It's funny, like I said, there's so much technology coming, so much knowledge available that people becomes more stupid sometimes.
Oh yeah, so I have a saying for this. So the abundance of knowledge doesn't bring forward intelligence. Because information is not knowledge. Sorry, I said it wrong. The abundance of information is not knowledge.
I know, but the guy in that position at Desjardins,
Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. But I'm
it's not a 12-year-old kid with nothing in front of him that just created something.
But what does that tell us about even adults, right? That like they've like, are we stupid? Are we dumb now? Did social media make us dumb? Like, did the behavior change, right? Did clickbait change us? I believe so, right? So I was talking about with Karim yesterday. I was like, hey, some of your influencers are smarter than their content, meaning that they know stuff, but they're dumbing themselves down for the content. Now, but a kid watching that, for him, he's like, that's so smart. So it's like, what's the level now? He dumbed himself down, but the kid's looking up to that. Then the kid grows up as a dumb person. Like, I'm joking there, but yeah, it's a whole debate, and we could get into it and talk for hours, I think. I wanna go into a little bit of so we talked about immersive, we talked about like VR and all that. What about experiential marketing? Do you do these campaigns? Like, do you go to places and do a pop-up shop and just take over the block and have glasses and people walking around and like, who is this? What's going on? And all of a sudden it's, oh man, it's iReligion.
Yes, right now, to be honest, I'm more doing it in the eyewear industry, so it's less of a wow factor, it's more of a common ground.
But I mean, when you do the trade show, you also create a wow factor there, right?
Oh yeah, on my own, but people like you still like if you go to let's say a music event and you have a eyewear kiosk, it's a bit out of the boundaries of music, so it's different. When you go in the eyewear and there's 5,000 companies, obviously you like to be different.
You have to be different.
But the eyewear client is there already.
Yeah. True.
I'm trying in the next year or so, or even as of now, 2024, to go into different categories. Like we said before, to sell glasses to non-glasses wearer, or to present eyewear to a crowd that wouldn't suspect it.
Usually want this. Yeah, so like pique their interest. And
yeah. So I'm trying.
What are the ranges? Like, what are the prices? Like, do you have products for different categories of people as well? Like, with price range, or it's more just luxury?
I call it luxury entry level. Because if I can compare iReligion to some brands, there's Maybach, Fred, John Dahlia, Cartier. It's all, let's say, in the average range of $1,000. Mine is $350, and we're talking Canadian money. But it's the same image, meaning you can take 3 iReligion to one of the other brand, and it's if you walk in the street with iReligion, the same person, you might think it's another luxury brand because your image is not lower.
I get it. So with a Cartier for $1,000, you get some sort of prestige, and for the same, for $350 with your shades, I get the same prestige, because walking in the street, someone that knows glasses is gonna notice and say, hey. Well, everyone, right? Not just someone that knows glasses. Everyone walking is like, hey, those are nice glasses.
Yeah, it's like cars. You have a Bentley. If you have a Honda, you don't have the same head turning.
Yeah.
But if you have a Bentley, and let's say you have a AMG something or whatever, the same category, then you have the same head turning. And same thing with iReligion. But I tried to. I knew the competition was up there. I tried to do the same thing, but affordable. If I can say affordable, depends on the like.
Yeah, well, it's more affordable than $1,000.
Exactly.
No, well, I think your shades are really nice, and I think they're affordable. I'm gonna come get more. All right, we're coming towards the end of the episode. I wanted to just touch a little bit about entrepreneurship. because we are all entrepreneurs, and this show has to do with entrepreneurship. So I want to ask you some of the biggest challenges you had, like figuring it out, right? So you did say you started very young, so it seems like you kind of had it figured out, but was it like, did you know that you were going to be a designer?
No, the first idea was back in the days. First, I started in 2000. Retail was incredible. If I base it with technology, I don't want to say names, but let's say Future Shop. If you want to buy a ghetto blaster at Future Shop or a Discman at Future, now I'm giving all the references, but if you want to buy a ghetto blaster, a stereo system at Future Shop, you used to go to the stores and ask the salesman what's the new releases. If I need a CD, a tape deck, to stereo, mono, whatever, you used to ask the question to the guy, and in eyewear was the same thing. I couldn't know what was Gucci releasing if I didn't go to the stores. And if the store has the black, the brown, and the blue, even if there's a red, but the store don't carry it, if the salesman tells me there's no red, there's no red.
You don't know.
That was the first retail experience that I went into. Then internet happened. Internet happened means the client coming to the store can know more than the salesman.
That's the funny part.
Yes.
It's like, now I know, bro. You can't tell me it doesn't come in red.
What do you mean it doesn't come in red? And back then, no, it was more internet than telephones, but I had the red picture. So I saw Gucci putting out a red. And then, let's say the same name, Gucci, did Gucci.com. So now you can buy on the website on Gucci.com. So the biggest challenge at the first 10 years, the first 5-7 years was super easy. We were making a lot of money. The competition was just local. So if you have the Gucci and it's $350, you can put it at $400. You cannot have the red, you sell it $400, no problem. Then the internet came and it says suggested retail price $350. So you cannot put it at $400, otherwise you're kind of screwing the client. So you had to put it at $350. Then you had to add all the colors, or the client will buy it online. Then you have to be, even if you have all the color, you have the regular price, you have everything. Now the 123glasses.com sells it 25% less. So now you have to readjust like that.
And that 123.com is not the official.
No, and he's not even allowed to have that, but he still does it because it's a gray market. And then came the exclusivity, meaning if you have the same glasses, but you twitch a color or you custom something, and then you have the exclusivity just on your website, and then you drive a different clientele. And then even Prada right now, Oakley, you can put your name on the lens. You can put the name inside temples. If you go on Nike right now,
Nike,
you can choose all the colors of your soles or your shoes or whatever. Glasses comes like that. So now the only way to be bigger than all this is then to create your own line. So
interesting.
So that's why I became a glasses designer. First, it was always a passion, and I knew I was gonna be good at it. But the industry was letting me sell other people's glasses. First, there's incredible designer all over the world. There's incredible brands. So I didn't have a need to create my own things. But now the changes in the retail made not like sell other brands, but don't have the exclusivity or the full potential with the other brands. So now I'm creating my own brand, and I decide the trend or the price or the whatever. It's
so you could also create your own exclusivity too.
Exactly. And I retook what the distributor or the other creators took away from me as a retailer, and created my own retail item.
That's perfectly empowering yourself, right? That's what an entrepreneur has to do. Learn, work, meaning up, up, up.
So the
When
biggest
you said exclusive before too, were you adding pieces to the glasses, or it was an exclusive from the brand?
no, it was at first I was adding colors, meaning it comes with a black lens, let's say, and then I do a red gradient lens or brown.
Okay, so changing literally, and it was you. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Back in the days, also there was a lot of translucent frames, and the translucent frames you dip it in the color, like the paint.
Coloring.
Yeah, and then you make a different color.
Okay, so you were just dipping it and making like a bunch of different colors.
100%. So
And that becomes an exclusive that now is part of the story you were just saying.
yeah.
So can I say that this was one of the biggest challenges for you, learning this and understanding that, hey, retail is not as just opening a store. I have to have all these things.
The biggest challenge is more be a visionary on the trend coming, or be a visionary on the barrier come, like the if you like I we know all old opticians that are struggling to sell just a frame because they have the old mindset business. The biggest challenge is go forward in your own domain, but with everything surrounding. The technology is forcing you to be a better entrepreneur, for sure.
Yeah, if not, well, you have to close your store basically.
And yeah, if you don't
Rejuvenate, or let's say change your mind frame. And that's why I like that word, like learn, work, because a lot of the older ones before, it was just learn, and work. So when you're only working, you're not learning, you're not going out.
Obviously, your experience just add up, but you're still new in the game, meaning like someone that comes in the eyewear world today, but he might be at the same start than me because the new technology is forward.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know the old retail way to do it. He doesn't know the challenges. He starts now with the tools he has now, and it might be the same tool that I have myself. So, and we all know it's a young man's world. So if you're not up to date with all the technology, and you just block at the first challenge, you won't grow and you won't succeed.
Thank you. That's an excellent thought. So you have to keep learning, you have to keep growing, and it is one of the challenges that we have. I guess organizing our time and knowing how to work, because we have to pay bills when it's a startup. When it's beginning, you have to, oh my God, money, but don't forget to learn and have the right strategy, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Go look for mentors. There's a lot of help out there, especially today. YouTube, man, we didn't have YouTube. You could answer every question.
It's incredible. The first time I saw you was maybe with a camera and with a computer, and now you have so many cameras and so like the technology and such, like
it's crazy. My dad said the same thing to me the other day. So when I was 12, I begged to buy a used computer. He bought it for me. Thank you, Dad. Then I begged for a camera. Those are the two things I wanted.
But you didn't got stuck into that first step. We're
like
so far ahead now.
Yeah, it's really far ahead. So like, there's about 1,000 cameras in the building now. So we have. If you ever need cameras, you could ask me. Don't worry about it. All right. So we're gonna finish off very soon. I just want to dip a little bit into the future of retail. So just before, you were mentioning how you started in the peak of retail.
Mm-hmm.
We won't get into like what happened to retail. We obviously all know e-commerce took over. Amazon is huge. Websites are huge. E-commerce websites are huge. Shopify is huge. Where do you see the future of retail?
It's incredible because sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's helpful because it depends how you take the technology. But a retail, you already see it, meaning AI tells you what you need with all your consummation, because you buy everything on your phone, or a lot of people consume on their phone. So it takes all the information and propose you what you need next when you don't even think about it.
It's like, I didn't even want that. Okay, now I want it.
So it can be amazing, meaning if someone suggests my eye religion to 4 million consumers, it's incredible for me. But also if, even we talked about deepfake stuff, even if they propose a frame that's not even created yet, it can be
Created,
it can be created, but it can be bad for me that I have a product physically that's made. So right now in my retail, I try to have everything. So the clients, when he comes, he doesn't ask for something I don't have. But if technology makes everyone their own designer, their own creator, they won't buy what's presented to them. They will buy something that's not even created.
That's a really good way of seeing it.
So if I spend $1 million into my collection to have a physical product, and everybody asks for something that's not even, but can you do 2 millimeters higher? Can you do this color? Can you do? Yeah, okay, but I have a full collection.
I have like inventory here. A few years ago, I remember you, I don't know if you sent it to me or I saw it and I liked it. I laughed at it. I told you about it. You posted a picture of someone asking you for specific glasses. And you were like, I'm sorry, lady, these are not real glasses. Yeah. They're AR. That made me laugh, bro. I was like, man, like that's how real. So for me, it's like a proving point. I'm like, you see, it works. The person think it's real glasses. And for you, you're like, man, can you leave me alone with these fake glasses? I have real glasses here. And so basically what you're saying is that retail has shifted. We already know e-commerce is going to be even bigger. But what do you think of like still having local stores? I believe that if we upgrade the experience in the store, it's still valid.
Yes, but you can have the whole inventory in 3D or digital and try all the frame. Let's say there's a wall of digital glasses. You put your avatar into that virtual shop, and your avatar tries each one of them, and you decide yourself, instead of going to a store physically to try them, your avatar tries them, and the technology you showed me, your avatar is you.
Yeah.
The car is the car. So at the end,
like we could even take it further. You know, I could say, let's say, I have Bodo, right? He's a dope designer, stylist. Let me put his brain, how he thinks, in my GPT, right? Then I have my avatar, and there's like maybe 1,800 designs of glasses. And I'm like...
And you do the top 5.
Yeah, no, but I tell you, I'm like, Bodo, look at all of the 1,800s on my face and pick the one that's the nicest for me. And we could actually make it do that.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's a bit of work, but we could actually make it do that.
I do jogging, and I have the Nike Run Club app, and the Nike, there's a digital coach on it.
Yeah,
and every run that I register, it helps me on the next one. And then he said, "Okay, last run you did good, blah blah." And he's a real coach, and it's incredible.
It's incredible, man.
It's a digital coach for free that goes in my brain, and within my stats, physical stats, they coach me for the next one.
It's crazy. It's Jarvis, bro, Iron Man. Like, it was a dream when we were kids, right? I'd like to have Jarvis, but I think we're like there. Like, it's not perfect yet, and it's not as smart as in the movie yet, but we're almost there.
I think it's if I might, don't quote me on this, but I think it's the first time that the chess game there.
Yeah, AlphaGo.
Yeah, every year there's the world champion goes with against a computer, and I think it's the first time the computer wins.
Yeah, and it's actually well, you're right, but it was a few years ago, so not every year. It's been like 5 or 6 years. It's winning, and the guys that made the AlphaGo, so it's the guys from DeepMind. They got purchased by Google. These guys worked, man. They're geniuses, and it works. And in that game, I forget the name. It's a complicated game. It's not the chess game, yes, and they did checkers at first and chess, but now this other game, I forget what the name is, but it's a complicated game and it beats the guy. And in the footage, I think that one is new. Yeah, true. Chess was a few years ago, and then, but you see the guy, the human losing. Sorry, human. Well, I'm human too. But you see the guy lose. He's like, "What the? Seriously, I lost to a machine." Like you see him, like he's really disappointed at like almost humanity type thing.
Yeah, because there's the ultimate goal to be in your own race, and then you have to beat.
But wait, let me say a little joke. Next thing you know, a few years later, it was all fake. Let me talk about two little stories that you're going to laugh at. Recently, we just had some leaks from Amazon. So we know now that the Amazon Smart Store is not smart. It's fake. Yeah. So you know those stores where we saw the ad where you go inside, it's an Amazon Smart Store. You just pick stuff. It knows who you are. It knows your payment. You just take it and leave, and it charges you. But it was all fake. They were turking. So turking means getting AI jobs or software verification jobs done in India or other countries that don't charge a lot. Well, employees. So turking means that my job is to verify if your CAPTCHA is good. Example. Like, oh, is that Bodo? Yeah, it's Bodo. Okay, Turk. I get 0.01 cents for saying yes. And it's a job. I just keep paying. I get paid. So now they did that with Amazon. They're like, who is that person? Okay, that's Bodo. Okay, what did he pick up? He picked up ketchup. Verified. Okay, you verified too. Okay, yeah, that's Bodo. He took the ketchup. Okay, that's his credit card. Okay, charge him. They would make it look like the tech was doing it, but it was people doing it. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Man. And the second story I was going to say, which I forgot, but it kind of has to do with this. It's like a lot of times we see stuff, it's not real. Like it's PR and they're doing some fakery behind. But how it is, it's almost like fake it till you make it. Like, so Amazon now actually has the data to do it because they're like, yeah, that was 6-7 years ago. We had to put humans. But now that, we have a bigger value, we have more money, we could actually do it for real. So you do these PR stunts, and it's a lot of the time it's for the shareholders. Like all the shareholders are looking at that, right? So when Google says we beat the chess game, what's the first thing that happens? You go look at the stocks; they go up. That's exactly why that thing was made. Why it's there. Sometimes you go there and they're like, it doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. But we did the PR. Our shares went up. We're okay. Like, oh, that little thing made us like $2 billion extra. And that's not even a big number. Like, I'm just saying anything. Yeah, sure. Like, okay, cool. All right.
It's crazy.
Cool, man. So it was a really good talk, man. It's really cool to see your journey. I mean, interesting to see your journey all the way from, having an eye injury to now having your own line and being an international stylist. And if anyone needs glasses, you better go and check ireligion.com, right?
No, actually, long story, but the .com was actually stole a few years ago from me, and now it's on sale for many thousands. It's ireligion.store.
Perfect.
Or ireligion.ca or ireligioncollection.com. It's
perfect.
But it's
and on IG and TikTok and
just the Google iReligion. I don't know if we still say Google, but
yeah. We have to say ChatGPT.
Yes, but just search for iReligion, EYE religion, and of course you'll find everything under that umbrella.
Perfect. It's really good to talk to you, and we will probably have you back on for some fashion pieces.
My pleasure, man. I didn't even open the Pandora box.
That shows you. Let's see what you got in there. Oh man, show the crowd a little bit of some of these glasses.
Yeah.
So these are all your own models, right?
That's my own design. Nothing is copied from model released. Actually, it's my own design. It's iReligion. This is the 001 in matte gold, super nice. We have different ones, the 002, and everything is so detailed you might not see it from far, but we have a lot of different models from different collection. So this is the actual logo, the iReligion. It's It's like a glasses. It's hard to see, but it's like a glasses and a cross.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
And that's
It's pretty cool. Let me see that. Oh, these have a nice feel. Like they're not light. Like you feel that it's actually good quality. And looking at it, it's really dope. Like the glasses, the gradient.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
this is a flat lens. Usually lenses are curved. This is I'm doing that
Oh, I see.
on my one. It's a flat lens, so zero curve, and it gives that kind of effect. And we have all the rimless, we have everything. So the collection is pretty it's pretty intense.
Dope, man.
We
So
have the night vision if you want to go outside and at night and see all the details, drive at night. We have everything. To be honest, I just bought a few pieces, but the launch is actually, like I said, 2024 September in Paris, and it will be one of the biggest highlights in eyewear as of 2024.
oh, we can't wait to see it, and hopefully, we're gonna do that collabo together. So maybe you'll have an AR version of it.
Yeah, and yeah, if you have your own avatar, you might want to, instead of the old school glasses and the choices of options, you'll have the cool eye religion pair.
I think that's gonna work, man. Especially like for the youngins in Fortnite, they're gonna want their own glasses. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Bodo, for coming on, and we will see you soon.
Thanks.
Take care, everyone.